Today we're going to look at one of my favorites in my collection. I think this is really just a neat little coffee maker. It is the Faberware Superfast 4 to 6 cup coffee maker. It's stainless steel, made by the Faberware company. This is model 134. As you can see, Faberware's from the Bronx and made in the US. It turns out the company traces its roots back to the early 20th century, has been located in New York City for almost the entirety of that time. Their first percolator came in 1930. This clearly isn't that old. In fact, the Superfast line wasn't produced until 1955, and in 1966 they introduced the infamous urn, which would brew up to 55 cups of coffee at one time. I actually don't know when this is, when this particular model dates from. I was looking around online and couldn't get any decent information on this one. You frequently see this size urn without the glass knob on the top, and one of the things that I like about this glass knob, is it's pretty. It's decorative in a way that, you know, doesn't need to be, but it's removable. You can clean it out, but obviously it's handy to see for the coffee when the coffee's brewing. The Superfast, or the, oh good, I left the cord in here. That's handy. That'll be useful in a minute. The Superfast percolator lines, and I've got a couple more of these, a much larger one that I'll probably review at some point, have a number of distinctive features on their makeup. Unlike the Corningware stovetop, where it had that dome where the water comes out, this sits down in the heating element, as you can see here. This one definitely shows sign of wear and use, a lot of it by me. It's hard to clean in the bottom here. This is actually really difficult to get in. I suppose some sort of brush, a long test tube brush might work. This is the heating element, and so the tube sits down in here. The water gets hot, the bubbles push it up, it pops up. It also has this ceramic spacer as well as a spring. The filter basket sits on the spring. I honestly don't know if that's useful in any way. It seems to be ubiquitous in the Faberware models, but many other percolators I have don't have the spring or this particular spacer, and I've never noticed any problem with it. Find one of these, and you can find them for a few bucks at thrift stores or at garage sales, etc. I'm sure this one came from a garage sale, although I don't exactly remember when I bought it. I've had it for quite a while. They are still made. You can pick one up. I believe Walmart sells percolators, and there's like 50 bucks for a new one. You can get parts to fix it, so if you need to replace the heating element, I assume, I've never done it, I assume you can unscrew this screw and change things up. Distracted. One of the things I dislike about these is that it gives you extra things to clean. You have to clean, or you should clean under this. I probably don't do it every time, but it strikes me as unnecessary, or it adds a little bit of complication to an already slightly complicated process. It's great though, because you can, I've been known to get the pot ready and take it up to my office and plug it in my office, and there, then it will make the coffee right there. I've even put sugar in the hopper so that I don't have to add sugar while it's doing it, or the coffee basket. So I'm gonna, after talking about coffee filters and percolators yesterday, I was actually at my local grocery store and managed to find these wrap coffee filters. It's designed for percolators. I'll be using one of these today. In general, I like filtered coffee better than not filtered coffee. my understanding is it also has less cholesterol, so it's better for you. But these are interesting filters and will affect the flavor of the coffee. You open them up like this, and it has a hole in the middle for the post to go through, and then you can even wrap it up on the sides to keep the grounds in place. Again, this has a filtering mechanism in it. It's just that it's relatively large, and some stuff will definitely get through. So I've got the coffee in the filter. I'll be honest, I cut it off around the side. I didn't want it folded over or sticking out, although you could let it stick out and it's fine. So I've got the filter in the basket. You put this up through like that, and look, it's got that delightful spring. And you set it down in. One of the things that's kind of tricky about many of these self-contained electric percolators is it can be hard to find to get the post to go inside the heating element in the bottom. Make sure you put the distributor, I can't remember the exact term for this. It allows the water to seep more evenly around, and then you put the cap on. This one doesn't have any particular notch that means or where it goes here, so you don't have to worry about that. Other ones do. Put it on until it clicks in. Seems like a very strong seal. And then just plug it in, and you're ready to make coffee. Okay, one of the things that's quite different about the electric percolator, especially these Superfast ones by Faberware, unlike the stovetop percolator, which took forever, it took like 12 minutes before it even started boiling, this starts producing perking pretty much as soon as you plug it in. They are not wrong with their name, Superfast. It's done. It's still plugged in. It has automatically stopped, and it took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So ideally we have 4 cups of coffee, and it took only 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The coffee is maybe not quite as dark, and that could be user error as well, considering I may have adjusted the amount of grounds that I put in. Sure, I could weigh it and I could be more precise, but I'm not going to. Because of the filter, we don't see the oils, although it should have roughly the same amount of oil if you didn't use the filter as the Corningware percolator from the last one. But 3 minutes and 30 seconds as opposed to 18 minutes with the stovetop Corningware. Just to compare it temperature-wise with the Corningware, which I think came out at about 193 degrees. Let's see how warm this is when it comes out of the pot. Looks like it's just shy of 170 degrees. So the Corningware, the stovetop percolator, obviously is about 20 degrees hotter than this is when it comes out. You can drink this more quickly. It's entirely possible that the extraction from the other method is slightly better extraction. However, 3.5 minutes, and you don't have to sit there watching it like a hawk. After drinking it for a couple of minutes and sitting and thinking about it, once again, it produces a lovely, clean cup of coffee. One that you can make pretty much anywhere you can plug anything in, which makes this sort of percolator ideal for offices or any place. And you can, obviously it's portable. It's got a handle. You can take it with you. The downside of this percolator, I think, and pretty much any of our metal percolators, is that there's going to be a faint degree of metallic residue flavor, or kind of an old coffee flavor. I I definitely I can taste it on this one. It always makes me a little sad. It also could be, if you're feeling like coming up with a reason to like it, part of the charm of an older percolator. It's you can taste the love that it has given many mornings, and many cups of coffee. I've tried with a couple of my other percolators, and I don't know that I've done it with this one. So it could be why I taste a little bit of the metallic flavor more with this one. Apparently, if you soak, or let vinegar sit in it overnight, or water and baking soda sitting overnight, it will absorb some of the flavors or get rid of some of the metallic or old coffee flavors. Um, Sadly, I definitely can notice it with this one, but in general, it produces a lovely cup of coffee, and depending on what brand of coffee you use and whether or not you use coffee filters, will definitely affect the flavor that you get out of it. That said, I'm definitely going to use this one again. I pull it out probably a couple of times a year. It's fun to take it up to my desk and have hot coffee made for me while I'm working up there, and it keeps the coffee warm for you. Obviously, because it's got the heating element, it will continue to be warm. Unlike the Dripolator that we saw on the second episode, which gets cold very quickly, this will keep it hot for hours. Obviously, it will continue to warm it, which could lead to the problematic burning flavor that you get with coffee that's been left on any coffee maker. If you heat it for too long, it will eventually burn, and then you're stuck with burnt coffee, and you're probably going to drink it anyway, but you'll like it just a little bit less. Any coffee is better enjoyed fresh, and I will definitely use this one again.